evening, everyone. Today we will talk about a terrifying case that occurred last Wednesday in the little town of Jefferson, in which, after the death of a woman named Emily, it was possible to discover the terrible events that she had gone through in her life, in her own house. Omer Barron's body was found laid on Emily's bed after her funeral. It was assumed that Emily kept the body for herself for all the love they had. But the story had an unexpected twist. Now our reporter Tatiana will interview the people who were involved in the case.
Thank you, Mariana. Our first witness is one of Emily's neighbors, Benito Porter. Mr. Porter, which were the strange events that you could perceive around the house?
Well, that was terrible. The smell, I could not recognize it at the beginning. It was like rotten meat. I thought it was an animal corpse or something similar, but then the smell intensified, becoming more and more disgusting. For that reason, other neighbors and I decided to spread lime on certain parts of the house. Yeah.
Okay, and what did you know about Emily? How was her behavior when she was seen on the streets?
Not that much. She didn't go out frequently. She was rarely seen on the streets. Never always came out in her place. Yeah, she was a very quiet person. He didn't talk to others. We never knew if he had any other family member. Because since I can remember, I have always seen him with Nurse Emily. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Porter. Your testimony will be so helpful to find the truth. Now, our next witness is one of Emily's cousins, called Michelle. Michelle, could you tell us how many times you visited your cousin?
Never. I don't have any relation with my cousin Emily. I saw her a couple of times when we were girls, but after a discussion with Emily's father, we distanced from her.
But can you tell me about her behavior? Do you think she was strange or gloomy?
Well, now that you mention that, she was always a very lonely child. She had no friends. She was very, very different from other children, you know what I mean? She liked science and weird things like dissecting animals, and that's why our father didn't let us hang out with her. He said that we will become weird like she was.
Thank you, Mrs. Henderson. We are so sorry about what happened with your cousin. Now we go back with Mariana to the studio.
Okay, we were able to rescue one of the videos where Emily was seen buying a poison to be used on rats. Watch it. Now we will see the video that has spread in social networks where the woman is seen asking for help.
Hi, I'm Emily. Please, I need help. I'm so afraid. My husband was killed by the father, and now I cannot tell the truth. Please, help me. I don't have too much time before he comes. He's doing the shopping. Please help me. Call the police.
Disturbing, isn't it? Fortunately, after the druggist disappeared, we were able to contact him. We're going back with Tatiana.
That's right, Mariana. I'm here with the druggist who is going to tell us his version of the events. Sir, did you recognize Miss Emily?
Yes. Indeed, she came to my drugstore to buy some medicine.
People said that you gave her
Absolutely.
arsenic. So, what happened after Mrs. Emily went out with the wrong medicine?
Well, that's a very good question, actually.
Okay, we're going back with Mariana to the studio, okay?
So let's go to a commercial break.
In the wilderness, fearless and human. Sauvage, the new elixir. Dior.
We're back with the story of Miss Emily. So, Omar's murder, was Emily due to a misunderstanding the druggist? Or is someone else undercover? Let's continue with Tiana. Go ahead.
Sir, why did you escape after Emily's death? Did you know about the husband's dead body inside the house?
Of course, I knew. How I could not notice the unpleasant smell of putrefaction, but what could I do? After all, I'm just a servant who has served the family for my whole life. I couldn't give a word.
But how is it supposed that she's the victim and you tell us that she was the one who killed Mrs. Barron? How is it possible that while you were inside the house, you knew nothing of what was going on with her? Did you watch the video about Emily asking for help?
What video? Okay. You haven't done a bad job. You got me. At first, the idea was to poison the grave bitch, but things didn't turn out as planned. I was tired of babysitting this depressive Sal when Mr. Homer showed up. I found him to be a very nice person, as well as Emily. However, he did not enjoy Emily's company, but was kept there for social acceptance. He and I grew a beautiful bond and began to engage in deep conversations. And for the first time in my life, I feel attracted to another human being. Nonetheless, the Nazi bitch felt rejected because he only talked about her as a commitment, maybe as a gentle person. So I proceeded to use some of the arsenic in a drink. I would bring it for Emily, but unfortunately it was strong for my beloved. When everything got out of control, I didn't know what to do. So I decided to keep Emily locked up. And once she died, I saw my chance to escape.
Now that you're accepting to be guilty, sir, forensics have already told us that Emily had suffered an abortion. Are you responsible of that abortion? Were you the father?
If you want to continue with the story, see you on next Saturday's transmission. Bye bye.